Hey everyone, Steve here again with a spoiler discussion of the latest episode of Daryl Dixon. I'm a little bit late on this one. This is episode 4. I want to make sure I got it out before episode 5 coming out this week. But yeah, so the group is dispersed after they've been attacked by the Guerre in Quinn's Demond, his like club. Um, and Daryl's, kind of out on the lookout for Laurent, who, he's just kind of like wandering out streets of Paris. Daryl comes across our pigeon guy, who I feel so bad for. They get attacked by this group. We're not quite sure if they're the gear or not, right? They shoot and kill this poor pigeon man, and Daryl kind of, gets his revenge and avenges our guy. He is told by this guy in his dying breath to release the pigeons. I thought it was just kind of a sweet moment. And then they eventually kind of like as he's kind of searching for Laurent, he and Isabel kind of figure out where he might be, kind of based on his photograph of Laurent's mom, and they turn out to be, they track him down to the Eiffel Tower, which I really love. I mean, this is probably some of my favorite stuff about this particular show, is just being able to see these other famous landscapes and monuments and parts of the world as they've been affected by the apocalypse and damage done by the military. And so Laurent sees this picture of the Eiffel Tower, where his mom was, and then they see kind of underneath the tower, right, is all these walkers are being kept, and they sort of, they go, what else? They go after him, and kind of in trying to rescue Laurent, Daryl and Isabel, Laurent gets taken by these guys who we find out bring him to Quinn. And so kind of, we get a little more of Quinn's story. And it's, he pretty much, we find out that he really just wants to use Laurent to get to Isabel. Not really father of the year, I guess. So they kind of go down and well, they get one survivor of this group that took Laurent, and we get this like really wild moment of Daryl sort of becoming this like torturer, to get the information. He tells this like wild piglet story about a boy who is forced to kill his pet pig by his father, and no one ever really messed with him after that. And then Isabel's like, that boy was you, as like kind of a cliche would be. And then and I love that Daryl's like, no, I made it up. I just love that kind of that sense of humor kind of ingrained, and Daryl just being like, all right, this is what I got to do to figure out what this boy is. And then there's a moment with Jeanette and Quinn, who, Quinn is pretty much kind of keeping the secret kind of close to his chest, not really telling her that he has the boy. But we get a little more of Quinn like really wanting to snuff out hope from the Union, and that's her kind of whole reason of targeting, just kind of your typical control of the masses sort of. I want a little more of Jeanette. I'm kind of getting stereotypical villain from her. I would love it just a little bit more. But I mean, we do get this moment where she's questioning the Union folks, and she's kind of like holding one of their babies, and you're like, you just have this moment where you're like, oh gosh, she's gonna do something to this baby, but she doesn't. So there's maybe a little bit of humanity in there, but I don't, is her bar not killing a baby? But we haven't quite seen her do too much worse yet. So we'll kind of see what happens with her. The other nun talks to Isabel. I'm blanking on her name, but she's thinking of staying with the Union, staying with the community, because she kind of likes what they're doing and what they're building. And she talks to Isabel about that, and be a bum to lose her. I can imagine she'll probably show up in season 2, if she does stay, but just, kind of where her character is at, and she's making a love connection, so, I guess I don't blame her there, but, they get this moment where they get Laurent out of Quinn's place, and they're gonna hop on this boat and go and kind of in a deal to get free passage or to get a little bit help. Getting Laurent to this monk that's waiting for him. Isabel says she's gonna stay with Quinn, and so she's gonna just kind of like play her cards and stick around. And so Daryl kind of takes off with Laurent without her, and I guess we'll kind of see where that goes. I mean, I can't imagine they're going to be parting ways much longer. I feel like I don't think that's the end of her this season. I don't think she's just going to stick around. I think there's definitely more to the story. But yeah, I think we're really kind of setting the stage for a bit of a final face-off for the season. I mean, there's only like 2 episodes left, so curious to see what they're going to do. And again, I'm kind of continuing to appreciate these kind of discussions of faith and hope and kind of this like religious allegory that they're going with, and people kind of buying into this Laurent Messiah story. Belief's a powerful thing, for people, and so I kind of like seeing this different, because we got some of the religious stuff in. I'm blurring out. Going to fix. There we go. We got a little bit of the religious stuff in the with Gabriel in like the original series. So it's interesting to kind of see it in a bit of a broader sense. But yeah, what do you guys think of episode 4? And what are you looking forward to for the rest of the season? What do you hope to see? All right, let's see. Catch you guys soon.